Carpe diem, seize the moment, seize the day. So I've only watched it once and it's all already in my head circulating. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cakeman Entertainment, and today I'm going to do a movie review on Dead Poets Society. The first time I saw this movie was in high school. I think we did it as a case study, and at the time I didn't really know the importance and the value that this movie had. The teacher didn't portray the movie in a shining light either. The teacher was basically sleeping while having this movie playing, so I thought, why should I watch this movie if the teacher isn't going to watch it? As the years went by, I became more curious about films, techniques, themes displayed, and as I am doing currently right now, I'm looking over a lot of older films and how they display a lot of things that newer films probably don't. And one of them was Dead Poets Society. What a great film this is. This is a hidden gem that a lot of people probably haven't seen in this day and age. Obviously, we have the stars Robin Williams, Ethan Hawke, a couple of other of the child actors at that time who probably haven't become as famous as those two in particular, but they all performed really, really well in this movie. So the movie starts out at a boys' boarding school where they have a new English teacher whose name is Mr. Keating, who's played by Robin Williams. It's centralized around the two characters of Neil Perry and Todd Anderson. This teacher he has a profound way of teaching, a very new, innovative way of teaching. He doesn't just read from the textbook, which, quite frankly, basically nearly every teacher does. He goes to a more practical aspect. He takes the students outside the classroom. He lets them stand on their desk. That really, really powerful scene where they're walking around in a circle around the courtyard or whatever it is, and then he just tells them to just walk around, and he reads each three of the characters. How one of them is like wondering, oh, am I getting marked on how I'm walking? Another one's just trying to make as much noise as possible, and they all walk differently, but they want to try and be uniform. And he stresses the importance that you don't have to be the same as the whole crowd. It's important to be unique. Another really good part of that scene was that Charlie, another one of the characters, decides not to walk. When he tells the whole students, oh, everyone can walk around now, he says, I exercise my right not to walk. Another real pro for this movie is basically every character has decent screen time has really good character development. Todd Anderson starts off as a quiet, childlike boy. He doesn't really have a voice. And as the movie goes on, Mr. Keating sort of tries to push him along the way by encouraging him, pushing him down the deep end by making him say his poem in front of the whole class. That was another really good scene where he just told him, just say what comes to your mind, just say it. At the end of the movie, I'm skipping between back and forth because I don't have the script written down, but at the end of the movie, when the teacher's unfortunately kicked out of his job or fired, Todd finds his full voice. He gets up and stands up and goes against the norm. Says, no, it was not his fault what happened to Neil. Then we have Neil, another really important character in this movie. He starts out as a quite outgoing character, and he really wants to pursue his dream of acting. We see that there's tensions between him and his father about him applying for acting school. He wants him to just concentrate on studies, and that's quite apparent in a lot of, especially Asian societies, Asian parenting. That happens quite a lot, that studies is the main goal. You don't want to look away from that. Neil defies his father and joins the play anyway. He performs really successfully. Everyone's really pleased. The showrunners are really happy with Neil, and he gets a standing ovation, but his father still doesn't have any of it, and he says no. And then his father wants him to move to another school. He's tried to come to terms with his father's decision, but he can't, because that's not who he is. He really wants to pursue his dream, which is a lesson that Mr. Keating has advanced on him. His father is just a real obstacle in the way. Another famous thing that Mr. Keating says is don't choke on the bone. So he's saying don't go too far, that there may be too many consequences, which I think sadly is what happens to Neil. He can't take it anymore and he suicides, which is really sad, and it's really relevant in today's society, especially with social media being a huge part of a lot of issues that younger people in society face. He stressed out all his options, and his last option is to chew at the marrow of the bone being him just suiciding. I don't know if it's his goal, but to sort of make his dad wake up, because his dad's not waking up to any of his words. And the really sad, unfortunate thing is that this movie also shows that not everyone transforms even after serious events, which is shown by his dad, who still denies being involved or affecting Neil's decision to suicide. They blame it on Mr. Keating, which is absolutely absurd. Mr. Keating had nothing to do with that. Then even the side characters of Knox and Charlie also have really good character development. He is one, though, that probably does chew on the bone in the fact that he probably goes too far in his beliefs. That's why he was suspended from the school, or expelled from the school. He went a bit too far, which is what Mr. Keating also stressed as a lesson. And then you have Knox Overstreet. He's got the romance part of the story. He's chasing a girl who is already with someone else, who's like a rugby player, like the typical big bully sort of character. And the girl is with him, as they usually are. But he finds a way, he uses his poems, he finds his voice, and he seizes the day. Carpe diem. Again and again, that theme is played upon.
You're right. Carpe diem. Even if it kills me.
I always thought poetry was just quite boring and something that we were forced to do at school, but it can be really beautiful. It can be a really fine piece of art. Robin Williams, may he rest in peace. What a performance from him as a teacher, as that outgoing, outbound, completely different teacher. I always dreamed of having a teacher like him. I might have had some good teachers, but nothing along the lines of him. I do know people who have had teachers similar to him, and they can't stress how illuminating of a experience that was for them. Overall, yeah, the movie was brilliant. As a rating, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It's a tragic story. It did get me in a bit of tears by the end of the story when Neil passed away. I feel the film techniques, the film angles are really good. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this film, and did it impact you as it has impacted me? And until next time, I'll see you guys later.